Should you buy what you can afford now or save more to buy your dream home? If you're currently facing this dilemma, stay tuned to find out. Hi everyone, I'm Claudia and welcome to my channel. It is a known fact that property prices have risen by multifolds in the last 30 years. 20 years ago, $1 million would be able to get you a freehold landed property. Today, $1 million can barely get you a one-bedder in the new launch sector. Many of my buyers today are facing a scenario where their current savings and income can only afford a smaller unit than what they desire to own. So is it more sensible to buy what you can afford now, which is a smaller unit, or wait and try to save up more to be able to afford your dream home? I'm going to use this case study to illustrate the two options. Mr. Lee is in his early 30s and is looking to buy his dream home, a three-bedder in tree house around $1.6 million to stay near his parents. Even though he has an income of $12,000 and qualify for 75% loan, his combined cash and CPF savings is only $300,000 and is unable to afford this $1.6 million property. He now has two options to choose from. Buy a smaller property within his means and rent it out for the next 5 years, or put a pause on his property purchase and try to save up more for the $1.6 million property. Mr. Lee could consider buying a 549 square foot one-bedder in Altes at $1.2 million. Let's break down the cost for this purchase. Today, for purchasing a $1.2 million property for 30-year tenure at 3.5% fixed interest rate, the monthly mortgage interest will be $2,625. The estimated monthly maintenance fee and property tax is $350 and $695 respectively. Hence, this makes the total monthly cost for the property to be $3,670. With an average monthly rental of $4,800 at Altes, the profit from the rental will be approximately $1,130. Based on a monthly rental profit of $1,130 for a time frame of 60 months, the rental profit after 5 years will be $67,800. 5 years later, if Mr. Lee were to sell his unit after conservative $50,000 appreciation projection, he could get back a total of $417,800 in total, which includes his initial down payment of $300,000 and also rental income. If during these 5 years, he is lucky enough to have a pay raise and be able to save up more, then he will be able to reach his goal of a $1.6 million property at a more comfortable rate. Now let's take a look at option 2, and that is to wait and save up more to afford his dream home. Assuming that Mr. Lee's income did not change in the next 5 years and he continued to stay with his parents, in order to purchase a $1.6 million property with his existing funds of $300,000 in cash and CPF, he will need to save an additional $100,000, which is equivalent to $1,666 on top of what he is already saving each month for the next 5 years. Also, as observed in the first chart I've shared in the start of this video, property prices have been rising. Just from 2018 to 2023 alone, the average PSF for non-landed private properties have increased close to $500 PSF. What this could imply is that there is a possibility that the property that Mr. Lee is looking at, which is priced at $1.6 million today, could increase in price in the next 5 years. 5 years back, a 3-bedroom in tree house could be bought at around $1.3 million. Today, a 3-bedroom is averagely transacting at $1.6 million. Will there be a possibility that in another 5 years' time, the 3-bedroom will be transacting above $1.6 million? Which do you think is more systematic way to attain your dream home then? I'm sure we all have an answer to that after hearing both options. Many buyers might find themselves having the idea of waiting for their savings and earnings to grow before acquiring their dream home. Unfortunately, the reality is that our financial growth often struggles to keep pace with the rising property prices. However, from Mr. Lee's case study, we can learn that starting early sets us on a path to systematic progress, increasing our likelihood and eventually attaining our dream home. This approach transforms property ownership into a type of enforced savings, with tenants covering the cost. This makes it more feasible to remain invested in property, enhance our financial potential and capability to acquire our dream home. If you would like to explore earning passive rental income from property, feel free to reach out to me and find out how do we select the right property in today's market that has a high rental yield and is able to help you to counter today's high interest environment, and the most important thing is have the potential to still appreciate in price in the next few years of holding. In the next episode, I'll be sharing another method of property investment known as capital appreciation, and also compare the two approaches for prospective property investor like you to see which is the best suited plan for you. See you in the next episode. Bye!